Hello everybody, it's Tim here again, here another movie review, this time for Black Adam. Now Black Adam I actually just watched yesterday. It was an enjoyable movie. From 1 to 4 stars, I'd give it a solid 3 out of 4. Thought The Rock did a great job. The plot of the movie is kind of generic and the villain's kind of generic. The villain is like this descendant of this king or whatever that The Rock fought in ancient times. And he like wants to get this magic crown that's powered by demons that turns into basically this satanic looking super demon at the end that The Rock has to fight. Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate was great. Um, Anything else? The beginning of the movie, you got The Rock or whatever, you think it's his son that's actually Black Adam, but later on in the movie you find out that his son actually gave the power to the father because the king had wounded him and he was dying and also killed the mother. And so it's actually the father, which they hint at because you can hear, like, you can see the father at the beginning, like talking to the son, and you can tell it's The Rock's voice. They try to make The Rock like look real skinny and stuff, like this real skinny slave. They use CGI. It is kind of noticeable at points, but other times it looks good. It's pretty cool how this is like a Shazam spinoff, basically, and they tied into Shazam, of course, by having the same like wizard dude from Shazam. They show where the son got the powers and all that. It's pretty cool. One thing I will say is that Black Adam is like so powerful in this for the majority of the movie, like really nothing hurts him, and that kind of does start to wear out after a while until the villain actually does become powerful enough to hurt Black Adam. Eventually, though, the Justice Society, which are characters that probably could have used their own movie before now, but when they do show up, though, they are cool. They are enjoyable to watch. Pierce Brosnan's Dr. Fate does good. He's probably the best of the team. The black dude who plays the Hawkman was also great. Atom Smasher and then the Cyclone were also good to great. Atom Smasher, though, kind of sound like Jesse Eisenberg. Really, if they hadn't got him for Lex Luthor, this could probably be the part he played. They end up fighting. They had like this big epic fight scene against like Black Adam. I'll say this: Amanda Waller like sends them after like Black Adam, and you really didn't need Amanda Waller in this movie. You could have just left her out, but it's still kind of neat that she's there. And you get epic action. Most of this movie is just kind of like one big long action scene, really, but it's fun. It's a fun action scene when The Rock first like awakens and like takes out this big evil like military unit, like Intergang, I believe, who actually work or actually got their technology from Darkseid in the comics. And I thought that was actually, I believe it was in the comics, and I actually thought that was going to be referenced here, but they never really brought that up. So maybe that's something for a future film. But yeah, when The Rock's like tearing into him and it's playing the song like "Paint It Black" or whatever, really cool. The dude who was the bad guy was kind of obvious, but they try to trick you at first. It's just this dude who's like helping out this chick or whatever whose husband was killed by Intergang. There's a kid in the movie who's kind of like, he's kind of annoying and he kind of puts himself in danger at multiple times. He almost felt like they were trying to repeat the character from Shazam, who was like the foster brother. He really did. He wasn't really needed. He didn't really need that. Anything else? Pretty much the story is that Black Adam's like full of rage, and so he's not a hero, but he has the potential to be a hero, and he's kind of like an anti-hero in the movie, which is really cool because he like does annihilate people. This comes close to getting in maybe a little bit more carnage and some blood. This probably could have gotten an R rating. You got this thing where Black Adam, like The Rock, grabs this dude and like disintegrates him with lightning and then like snaps his spine. Pretty cool. Once you get to the end, though, and it's actually more of a closer power fight or whatever, when the Black Adam can actually be hurt, I'll say that the villain goes like kind of easy, but it was still a fun fight. Like Pierce Brosnan is or Brosnan, I mean, or no Brosnan, or Brosnan. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused with Charles Bronson. But yeah, him as Dr. Fate was great, and the rivalry or the aggravation between Atom Smasher and Hawkman was pretty funny. The bonus scene at the end where they like send in Superman, it's Henry Cavill, because like Black Adam's like talking to Amanda Waller and she's like, you stay here in this country that you're going to defend, otherwise we'll have a problem. And he's like, I'm the most powerful thing on this earth, nothing can challenge me. And she's like, well, I'll send something not from this earth, and then or someone who owes me a favor, which we're not really sure why Superman owes her a favor, but I'm assuming that's something they'll talk about later. But anyway, maybe she like did something for the government or whatever to like explain why Clark came back to life or whatever. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe that's why he owes her a favor. Maybe they'll tie it into the Justice League somehow. They could do that. I can see that for like Man of Steel 2. But he shows up and he's like, Black Adam, we need to talk. And so it hints at, like a big rivalry between the two, and the Black Adam sequel, of course, leading to a fight where they eventually become friends or whatever. And Black Adam is pretty much getting close to being a hero at the end. He's kind of an anti-hero, but by the end, he's leaning more towards just being the token good guy, which is fine. Overall, yeah, this was a 3 out of 4. The story's a bit generic, but it is a good, solid movie. The kid was a little annoying. He would put himself in danger at multiple times, and The Rock would have to save him, which was pretty cool. Overall, it's not as good as Shazam. Shazam was a better movie, but for me, being older than the audience intended for Shazam, I actually had more fun with this one than Shazam. This was better than Thor: Love and Thunder easily. I would say this is also probably better than Doctor Strange 2. It's not as good as Spider-Man No Way Home, though. But yeah, overall, 3 out of 4. This was a good, solid movie, and I do recommend it. If you're a DC fan or just a comic book movie fan, this is a good watch. I'm glad I saw it in theaters, and I do want to see it again. It was fun. This is a good, fun, solid movie. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.